Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bevan's Bricks. I hope you're all having a great day. And I see that. I just got the notification there, Michael, and thank you so much for your order. What Michael's referring to, first, real quickly, Blinky Bricks, hello, hello. Fox Leader, Southern Pacific, Lego Joe, Michael, Queen City Bricks, hello, every one of you guys. But real quickly, I just wanted to comment on Michael's comment. And what that is I just updated my website. So now I do have a few small Lego sets. They're my designed sets, but they're sold with Lego official parts, and then I will email you the instructions as well. But I did a few other updates to my website as well. And also, for anybody that's interested, I now offer free shipping on any order over $30 on my website. So if you're interested in checking out some really cool sets, and I know it's not a lot, but I will be adding more as I go, please don't forget to check out my website. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a great night. Just here for a few, and you're at work. Oh, that always stinks. Queen City Bricks says, can't wait to get his order from Blinky Bricks. He has some amazing parts, I have to say. And hey, how you doing, Matt? And hello, Scott's Blocks. Yes, you did. Normally you come in kind of in the middle of the way. Yes, free shipping over 30, absolutely. I just want to point out again, I am still under the weather. So I do apologize in advance for the sniffles and everything else, but I feel decent enough that I can get on here and be live though, so I thought why not get on and build a little bit with you guys. As you can see, I've already got a little bit done. And good evening, Peanut Lee. And how are you? But I wanted to carry on and kind of show you guys what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and all that good stuff with each individual floor. Just to quickly show you, this is what I'm doing on the bottom for attaching the floors. This is a little technique. It's actually easier to do, but I'm running a row of plates around the inside of it, and they're stepped out just a little bit to allow me to put the floor inside of each individual floor, just so you can see here. And I'm going to be adding a stair and some other stuff to the inside of these buildings as I go. But right now I'm just kind of trying to get the building kind of slapped up as quickly as possible. And do I have enough to turn that so you guys can kind of see it a little better? There you go. Thank you so much, Scott's Box. He says this is looking awesome. And Matt says he's got an order from Blinky Bricks coming as well. Queen City Bricks says, my city is excited to put some power poles up. It's been in the dark for a long time. And that's awesome, Queen City Bricks. And thank you again so much, my friend. I appreciate your order as well. And again, to anybody that didn't hear me when I first started out, again, all orders over $30 are now free on my website. Ship for free, I should say. But anyway, what I'm doing, just like I showed you on those, is I am running the plates on the inside of this. And then I just overlap them just a little bit, and then that gives me the ability to keep the color fluent, which to me is very important because it makes it look more natural. And that is the look that I am after, is a very natural look. And all I'm doing is, quite simply, as you can see, just running the plates on the bottom like this, just to hold the inside plate in place. If I can get it to snap, there we go. It's a real simple technique. It does require a lot of extra parts, but I can say that there's not too many things that I do that don't require a bunch of extra parts, so it's in the norm. And thank you so much, Peanut Lee. And again, I apologize for my sniffles, guys. And don't forget to hit that like. Thank you so much, Scott, for saying that. And don't forget, if you want to join the membership as well, the link to join my membership is at the top of the page along with my website, if anybody's interested in checking that out also. And yes, we will do that there. And now I need to get these, and I need some 2x2 reds. Doodle-doo. Now, Peanut Lee, correct me if I'm wrong, I thought you were one of the people that were sending me images in regards to, because I worked off of actual images from around the Ghostbusters shop, as a lot of you guys are aware. And I thought you were one of the ones that sent me some of the pictures. My question to you, because what I was going to do is use these floors as basically apartments. And I'm just wondering, am I accurate in thinking that that is what they are? Is that the floors above that are all apartments and whatnot? And hey, Grumpy J, how are you? And no, I needed that piece. There we go. Just trying to get that all tucked in nice and neatly. And there we go. That'll put that piece there. We'll put that one there. I'm going to change this one out and make that a 2x2 also, just to give me a little added support there. And we're going to take this dude. And what I intend on doing with this, though, guys, is I'm just trying to get the main structure of the building kind of put together first. And then after I am happy with everything that I get done with this, I'm going to come back and I'll do some basic interiors in it. Thank you, Blinky Bricks. I appreciate that. And if somebody wanted to buy that and put some amazing lighting in that, you would be the man to check out. Just saying. You know what I should do, now that I'm saying that? 1, 2... Is that... Yeah, that's right. What I was going to say is what I should do is put a light in that and take some pictures of it so people can see it. Use one of your lights so that way they know what to expect if they wanted to illuminate it. That would, because I think that would look really cool with some of your lights in that. And thank you, Matt. This is how, I don't know how many people are familiar with my Lego City. I can flip screens real quick just to kind of show you though. I have another building in my city, and I don't know that you can necessarily see it. It's behind that tan building there, the brown and tan. It's the mainly brown with tan. I did this exact same technique on that particular building quite a few years ago, and that was how I ended up coming up with that. I did that one a little bit differently though. I just ran solid plates along the bottom. This I'm trying to keep because I used, just to show you, everything that I did on this is with 1x2s. So that's why I'm doing the 1x2s with the plates, to try and keep that fluent look going, because it gives it more of a natural look too. So it's part of the reason why it's eating up a lot more parts than it probably should, but like I said, it keeps the color fluent, and to me that's what's very important. Aaron, you're asking how old I am? I am 48. I will be 49 in March of this year. And making sure it's not the boss, and it's not the boss, so I am good. And so I'm slowly getting up there. Yes, you could hide wires with this as well. You are absolutely correct in thinking that, Scott. Because what you can simply do, if you wanted to do something on the ceiling anyway, you could theoretically, if you really wanted to get crazy and totally hide everything, you could put another plate on the inside of this to totally hide your wires and leave it inset one piece like that. But you can also just use little jumper plates every so often just to keep the wires up on the ceiling. That way they're not as visible inside of the set itself when it's lit up. And like I said, I will be lighting this up as well as the Ghostbusters building. Not until I get the buildings fully finished. I don't know when I'll be illuminating them, but these will be getting illuminated in the future. And hey, Mr. Billion Brick, how you doing? Thank you, Matt. He says the contrast of the colors is awesome. Jonathan Singh, hey, how you doing? And after I'm doing good, Aaron. Thank you so much for asking. After I get done with doing this, because again, there was a bunch of people that sent me pictures of the actual buildings in New York. There's another building that goes on the other side of the Ghostbusters building as well. So I'm going to be adjusting that building to match, because I want this My goal is I want this whole corner to kind of look like it's actually from New York City, or like the scene from New York City anyway. Because I think that would give it a really unique appeal. And you know what? I think I turned my furnace up just a little bit too high, so let me take a quick walk and turn that down a degree or two. That or I'm just getting flushed again. Nope, I got it too high. There we go. That's better. I like to keep it at around 68, but usually what I do is when I first come out here, I turn the heat on and I just tap it a bunch of times to get it going. And then I always forget to check it, and it was on 70. I don't like it that hot in here, though. Oh, nice. Peter Van Bruggen says his winter break started today. Well, I hope you have an awesome, awesome winter break, my friend. And thank you, Mr. Billion Brick. He says, I like the shirt. It's my Kodak shirt. I generally try to wear anything that I can find that is in some type of relation or reference to the 80s. So that's where a lot of my shirt ideas and stuff come from, is me trying to find 80s stuff. But thank you so much. And Brett, how you doing, my friend? He says, was just catching up on what I missed on yesterday's stream. Didn't miss too much, I don't think. And I don't know what happened at the end there yesterday. I still can't figure out how I paused my cameras. But that was the only, I shouldn't say it was the only reason the boss was telling me I had to quit too, but that was the biggest reason that I had stopped the stream yesterday, because I had some pieces fall onto my keyboard, and it froze all my cameras, and I don't know what, how, when, why, but I need to learn what caused that, because if it ever happens again, I need to know how to shut it off. And hey, Paul Bot, how are you? Jonathan says, I am just starting to sort my Lego into bags this weekend. Any starter advice? I don't know how organized you are as far as putting your pieces away, but my best advice for anybody, and Paul's probably going to say you're asking the wrong person, but is I always start with large categories. And what I mean by large categories is you want to start by sorting it like by parts. So any and all types and shapes and sizes of bricks. It helps sorting become easier. Is like 1x1s all the way up to 1x12s or whatever is the largest size brick you have. If it's a brick, it goes into one pile. If it's a sloped piece, it goes into another pile. If it's a plate, it goes into a pile. If it's a tile, it goes into a pile. Don't worry about the size of the piece or anything else, because you will slowly get to that point eventually. But just worry about trying to do the bulk sorting. And then once you get it bulk separated, you'll find it's a lot easier to separate it down into smaller categories as you go. Masher, hey, how you doing? Andrea, how you doing? Well, you know, at least it's sorted, Paul. No, Peter, this is my pole barn. That's why I always say live from the Lego barn. I built an 1,800 square foot pole barn, and this is my Lego studio. Just to give you kind of a quick look. Let me zoom out real quick, and then I will come back. But this is a pole barn that I custom built myself, just to house my collection and all my Lego fun. This is my lifelong collection. I have a lot of different things throughout here. There's my door to go back outside, but this is my personal workshop, and it's 1,800 square feet in total. And just waving at you because I got the camera kind of in the middle of the room, so to speak. But I have a lot of different things out here because I don't just do Lego, even though Lego is my main focus. I do also do action figures and comic books and a few other things as well. Again, just trying to kind of skim through the room again for you real quick. And pardon me because I do have a cold, so I apologize for constantly being phlegmy in your guys' ears. I'm kind of scooting it back to the city, all the way back and around. There we go. But no, this is not a basement. This is my Lego barn. And back to good. There we go. Have I seen the light up kit for the proton packs with the streams that light up? Yes. Well, wait a minute. Let me think. When you say the light up kits for the proton packs with the streams that light up, are you talking about the LED lights for the Lego stuff? Or are you talking about the real ones? Because I have an actual proton pack, and I also have the proton gun. I love my proton gun. I have this is my workshop there too? Are you talking, because I do have a second actual workshop with tools and everything. That's another building, if that's what you're asking, Bricklock. But I'm sitting in my workshop, so. I mean, you can sort by color, Jonathan. And hey, Masher, he says, good building, and thank you. My thing would be, it all depends on what works best for you. Let me put it that way. Because some people, for me anyway, let me explain it this way. For me, it works better for me to have things sorted by part. Some people, though, it does work better for them to be sorted by color. I can tell you, I can give you a prime example. Jang Bricks, if I'm not mistaken, is one of those people that sorts by color. To me, and yes, there is a lot of colors, but it makes it a lot harder to find the parts you want when you want them, and that's just my personal opinion. But some people really enjoy sorting that way. But like I said, to me, it's an absolute nightmare, and it just does not work. But for some people, it does. But again, it's all about, it's totally about personal preference. I mean, whatever works best for you is what you should sort by. And Eccentric Bricks, thank you so much. Eccentric Bricks just donated $5. And thank you. I really appreciate that, my friend. It really helps go a long way with my channel. Tim Johnson, you got your BrickLink order, or I'm sorry, your Bricks and Pieces order finally. That is awesome, dude. I am still waiting on a part order that I made December 11th. And I'm starting to wonder if they're going to never send it. I need to actually check on that now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm glad to hear they're finally starting to ship some stuff out. And yes, just don't cross the streams. Yes, no, I have a totally different building for that Bricklock. I have another pole barn, and that pole barn is got it, because this barn, when I built it with a 10-foot ceiling, and I only did a 10-foot ceiling because I knew I was going to do large buildings, but I wasn't, well, I get kind of stupid with my buildings as far as height, but I knew I didn't have to go really big with the ceiling. And thank you so much, Kenneth Swan. Kenneth Swan just donated $3 and gave me the thumbs up. He said, just because. And again, thank you so much, Kenneth Swan. But I do have a second pole barn, and that's where my air compressor, my welder, and all my shop equipment is, my lathes, because I do a lot of different machine work, electrical work, and all that kind of good stuff as well. And that's what that garage is for. And at some point, originally when I bought the house, I was wanting to buy it in the aspect of making it a garage for working on cars. I don't play with cars as much anymore, and part of the reason that I did that one with the 12-foot ceiling is because I wanted to have a hoist. And I don't know if I'll ever do that again or not now, but I have the garage for it if I ever do. But anyway, this is what I thought you were talking about as far as the proton guns, because I have all this good stuff. Then you can. I did a little video not that long ago where I was playing with this, but that's what I thought you were talking about when you said the lighted gun, because they do also have a lighted proton backpack for that as well. I dig it 2222 says I sort by color. And like I said, it's really, it's like with anybody, it's all a matter of personal preference. Color does not work bad for me though. You picking on Greg, Matt? And thank you, GJ Jacobson. Like I said, it's just, for me, it works better to sort by part. I found out way early, because originally I tried to sort by color. And I spent more time searching for parts than I could ever actually get anything. But again, I mean, everybody's got their own personal preferences and opinions, and I am good with that. I know different people have different methods to the madness, so to speak. And that's why I don't judge. I always tell people, my method and why I sort the way that I do and how it helps me. And R. Claxton, thank you so much. R. Claxton just donated $2, and he said, hey, Daryl, and hey to you, my friend. I hope you are doing well. And I need to grab some windows for some glass. And Scotty John, boy, you guys are just making it rain tonight. Scott Johnson just donated $5 and said, "Thanks, Bevins Bricks, for what you do. I have learned a lot." And thank you so much, Scotty Johnson. I appreciate that. And thank you for supporting the channel, buddy. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Sorry, I'm trying to count. It's hard. I get sidetracked when I start trying to, let's see. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I got to do the same thing with the small ones. G. Jacobson says amen to that. Matt says he's messing with Greg with love, though, so that makes it okay when it's with love. So I'll give you a little credit to that. You're right. It does make a difference when you're doing it with love. Yeah, I wasn't really quite sure what you meant by that, though, G. Jacobson. I kind of think I might have understood you, but it was kind of hard to understand what you meant by the way you were saying the A-frames. I mean, I use Technic bricks in that fashion all the time, the way that I was understanding it anyway, but that's why I was wondering if maybe there was something different that you were trying to explain to me that I didn't understand. A picture would be a lot better, let me put it that way. Bricklock's cat is on the attack, it sounds like. And that, I definitely agree with you on that. I dig it. I would say that the larger your collection gets is when you really do start sorting more by part than color. Because, I mean, think about it this way. I need a white, or let's say I need a light blue-gray 1x4 brick, or 1x4 plate. Okay, I have a whole tray of them. I can just go, I can grab, and that's a part that fell into the wrong tray. But I can just go to my drawer and I can grab it and I know right where they're at. If this was sorted by color, I would have to ram my hands through a big pile of all these different pieces, because there's so many different pieces that are made in each color. And that's why I say, me personally, this is how I sort. Now, as your collection grows, you will sort by color and by part when you start getting massive quantities of Lego. But I always suggest just by, because mind you, that's one of the colors I have a bulk amount in. So like this is a good way to start. So anytime you need a 1x4 of any color, I know that it's in this general drawer. And then if I have a huge quantity of a certain color, I will put it in a separate bin. But again, it's, you know, it's different people. It's one of those, to kind of go scientific, I guess. It's one of those right brain, left brain things. Some people think with the right brain, some people think with the left. And depending on which side of the brain you think with, sorry, it's the boss. Anyway, depending on what side of the brain you think with is generally, honestly, what works better for that person. Because what it is, and I don't remember which side of the brain is for what, but what I mean by that is for some people, it's easier to distinguish shapes than it is colors. And for other people, it's easier to distinguish colors than it is shapes. So that's another thing that it depends on the individual person. Steve says it wasn't me, I swear. Yes, Scotty Johnson says, thanks to me, I just made my first 1,000 single piece Bricklink order. I'm obsessed. And I have to ask, Scotty, did you order 2x2 bricks or was it 1x4 or 4x4 plates? So I have a feeling it was probably something to do with mills. And hey, how are you doing, Brick Sergeant? So nice to see you, my friend. And we got a new super chat. Brick Sergeant donated $2. Thank you so much, Brick Sergeant. I really appreciate that. And hey, you, buddy. Gustav Huber says, hello, looking good. And Steve says it wasn't me. And Jonathan says, I love that sound of rummaging through Legos. There is nothing like the sound of having pieces just kind of slowly moving around, is there? It's such a relaxing sound. Jonathan says his first build for a Lego city will be the dump. And it'll be tires and piles of Lego. That, I built one of those a long time ago, and you know what? I really want to build another one. That is such a fun build, because what's fun about doing like a dump like that is you can build like old refrigerators and like car parts. When I say car parts, what I mean is you can build like the front and just leave the rest of it like it's been mangled or whatever. Different things like that. So it's definitely a fun build, to say the least, to build a junkyard. At least I really enjoyed it when I built mine. And then there's a lot of different techniques you can do to put a fence around the junkyard as well that makes it even more fun, to make it look like an old rotten wooden fence and things of that nature. One of my favorite techniques is, for olden fences anyway, is to take tiles, and what you do is you'll run a plate sideways, and then you'll take the tiles and stick them to the plate. And you can do it with different sizes. Do like a 1x5s, or I'm sorry, 1x4s, 1x6s, and you can even take like 1x8s and stretch them across it so it looks all gangly. And the best way to do it to make it really look beat up is you use a variety of, I'm going to call it shades of brown, earth tones. Your dark tan, your nougat, brown, dark brown, and those colors for your fence. And it gives it a really nice natural look. It really makes it look real. So like I said, there's a lot of different things you can really do for fences. And then you could even do one of my favorite techniques that I like to do with fencing anyway, is I take the, it's an 8x8 grill or grate piece. It looks like it would be for grating on a floor. And I like to use those and put those sideways for a fence, and then I build little fence posts to connect them to it. And that's another really nice way. And then that has that little 2x2 attachment point in the center of that. And with that, you can take it, and then you can put like do not enter, danger, and stuff like that on those fencing. The imposter says, amazing. The imposter says, this is much wow. Masher says, yes. My bad. What did you do, Scott? Oh, Eccentric Bricks is building a huge octane oil rig. I said, that would be, you've been doing a lot of really cool builds, man. I like that underwater build that I saw that you posted. I think it was last night, maybe? Yes, Paul Roos just posted that today, as a matter of fact. And they look amazing, I have to say. And you know what? I wonder, and that would be on Brick Addict's website. Can I? What the heck is up with my phone? Do. Oh, I just got another order. Holy crap. One second, guys. I'm sorry. That was my son, because he's doing some extra programming for me. So I didn't want to ignore him. And thank you, Brandon13. He says, this is looking amazing. Is the Lego barn in the west? I'm not sure what you mean by that. I'm in Michigan, if that's what you're asking. So I don't know that it's west. I guess you'd say it's north. And thank you, Greg. He is sending you guys to my website. And it is posted up at the top of the chat as well. It's pinned, as well as the link to join my membership for anybody that's interested. And you get to hang out with R2D2 had an important message. Yes, he did. Like I said, that was my son, so I didn't want to ignore him. And he's still messaged. He's doing some extracurricular work for me. He is trying to do some other instructions for me. So I was kind of curious. I wanted to just see how, holy crap, he did a very good job on that. And again, I apologize. Wow. Because as I'm planning and going along, it's like, and I would love to hear people's suggestions as well. I do want to say that also. I plan on adding a lot of different sets to my website. And when I say sets, if you haven't been to my website, I'm selling Lego sets that are designed by me, and I'm selling them with official Lego pieces. And then once you order them, once I mail them anyway, I will also email you the PDF file for the instructions so you can build them. And my son's working on some other small little projects for me right now. And one of those things is an arcade machine. The point that I was getting to, though, is if there's anything that I've ever built that you guys would be interested in seeing instructions for, let me know, because my son's kind of taken to it really quickly and is learning really quickly. So I might be able to start offering a lot more instructions and or sets for that matter here in the near future. What is the difference between pinball and arcade machines from Brick Addict? I'm not really sure what all Paul is selling on his sites, but I can tell you that a pinball machine would be, talking 80s anyway, from when I grew up, 70s, 80s. A pinball machine was a flat board, and you had two little paddles on either side of it. And what you were trying to do is there was a roller ball inside of the machine, and you kept smacking the pins. And I used to have a pinball machine out here, but I sold it. But you'd smack at it to knock the ball back and forth, and that's how you added points up. Where an arcade machine would be simply like this little dude here. It's a little stand-up machine, and then you got your little joysticks, so you can sit and play video games like Atari and Dig Dug and things of that nature. Where pinball, you're just beating a ball around inside of a cage. Yes, I always do roof details. Roof details are something that is very important to me, and it's something that I feel most people overlook. But I always add a few different things to the roof details, absolutely. That is a very important feature for me. And I need to turn there. But that's all part of the finish work. Right now I'm just trying to focus on trying to kind of get her together. Hey, speaking of details, there's another king of details, Charm City Bricks. That guy is always making all kinds of crazy stuff. And speaking of the devil, here's my son now after he blew my phone out. That's who you guys heard earlier. Do you want another one of those, or do you want to try that bridge?
I'll do that one.
If you know, it has to be finished on all four corners, though, right? You know what I mean by that, because it's missing those couple pieces. But yeah, if you want to try it, go for it. Sorry about that, guys. Gordon Estrada says, where is your website? My website is bevansbricks.com. And if you look at the top of the chat room, I do have it pinned in the chat room as well. I'm sorry? 2x12s. Pardon me for 1 second, guys. I've got to go look at something. But like I said, my website is posted to the top of my, so 2x12 is this whole length, this whole, all the way across. Give me 1 more second, guys. Start with a 1x12 on either end, though. And then once you get this, this needs to have 2x2s on top of it on either side.
2x2s?
Yep.
Just lined up or space?
Just
lined up with this.
look at that one right there, and that'll show you what I'm talking about. Yep. Anyway, I apologize for that, guys. I am coming back right now. And hello, Brick Fluent. But just real quickly, like I said, it should be pinned at the top of the chat room, but I will type it in again here real quick as well. It is bevansbricks.com. It's very easy to find my website. Freddy Faz Gaming, you're talking about what I'm building right now. This is, and I should have a picture. Yeah, I want it full. I don't want any gaps at all.
Layer of it on top of these?
No, just fill that entire gap. I forgot what I was saying though. Oh, thank you. You were asking me what this build is. This is, and I don't think hold on, I'm trying to see if I have a picture saved on my, if if I have a picture, I will share it with you guys. I think they're all still on my Instagram. There was a couple different people. Peanut Lee, I believe, was one of them. Andrew, I think, was somebody else. But I had several people that emailed me various pictures of the Ghostbusters Firehouse in New York City. And I don't have them on my computer, so I'll have to try and do it at a later date. But in that, I saw this building that was behind the Ghostbusters building, which is, I'm trying to spin it so you can see, because the Ghostbusters building actually, there's a gate, a little door here to get into the alleyway, and that is how it actually looks in real life if you see it up close in person. And then there's this little dry cleaners, and there was an apartment building. I believe it says 6 on the number here. But this is the building that's right behind the Ghostbusters building in New York City. And anybody that's from New York, I'm sure they can actually tell you the name of this particular building because there was a bunch of people and we talked about it again in one of my previous live streams. But after I saw the images of this, I had to actually, in my opinion, I had to build it. And then I even have the pictures on the other side of the firehouse as well of another building that goes over there. And again, between this building and the building that goes next door, there's another gate in between it. So I want to try and match all that up and try and give it the look of what this building physically looks like in New York City. And Charm City says, go ahead and talk amongst yourselves. And hello, how you doing, Brick Fluent? I think I've got everybody. I think I caught up. And thank you, Greg. It's no problem. Wow, we have new Funny Farm Gang members. Yes, we've been getting a lot of Funny Farm Gang members here lately. Lots and lots and lots of new additions here lately. And 1, 2. Okay, I need another window. Freddy Fast says, I'd love to see the one building from the female Ghostbusters, the little China shop. I've never, I hate to admit that, but I've never watched that movie. I had heard so many horrible things about that movie as far as the reviews and such on it that I never bothered to see it. I will be the first to admit, though, I need to sit down and watch it at some point because I've seen little clips from it, and it didn't look like it was as bad as I've heard a lot of people talk about it. So I still do intend on watching it at some point. It's just, as of this current moment in time, I have no idea. I've never seen it. And Lego Studio, hey, how you doing? CC, good evening to you. Masher says I'm not from New York. Centric Brooks says, Scotty, there's a guy that joined 3 boutique hotels together, but I still think yours looks better. You know, the problem with most people, this is just my 2 cents, that combine buildings together is basically all they do is they'll just take a bunch of the same building and build them all intertwined with one another, all in a row, and there's really no trying to be polite as possible. There's no thought or interest into making it look real, I guess would be a good way to put it. Now, there are people that do a very good job out of it, but unfortunately, it seems to me anyway, most people do a very poor job of it. So I am more drawn to seeing people customize the buildings themselves as I am to seeing people just join them together, because I see them joined together all the time, and it's usually not a very good job at all. What are the baggies in my drawers? What it is if I ordered some parts, and like in this particular situation, each one of these is a bag of 100 1x1 nougat bricks. A lot of times I just keep them in the bags that way, because it's just a huge, like this right here, it's just a huge container of nothing but 1x2 bricks. And so I have my 1x1s easily and readily available. I just keep them in the bags to make my building life a little easier, is all that is. And yeah, I like that. Just at least, like I said, and it's like a lot of things, it's again, it's all personal preference. So I know everybody has a different style and method to their madness. Scott, didn't you also, or no, maybe that was, somebody did it where they flipped it. And then they added like one extra row of window. I don't know. Somebody in Discord posted what they did with theirs, though, and I freaking loved it. I almost think it was yours, Scott, that I saw. When you said you added a balcony, didn't you also make the building next to it bigger, if I'm not mistaken, Scott? It's very cold where I'm at. But I am an electrician by trade, and I ran heating and cooling and all that good stuff out to my barn. You can't have a proper workshop if you don't have heated and cooled space. Oh, awesome, Peanut Lee. Thank you. Peanut Lee just... So I thought it was you that sent me all those pictures, and again, thank you so much. I don't know how much I'll try and match the inside of the building, but I definitely wanted to try and kind of capture the essence, as I like to say anyway, the outside as much as possible. And I feel happy with what I've got so far. I know it's not the fanciest building in the world, but the real building's not that fancy, unfortunately. Masher says the Lego Cowboy Barn. Oh, so they do reference a lot of the original movie as well. See, now, and another thing that I had heard, and again, I haven't seen it, but I thought Bill Murray even made a guest appearance in the female version as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. He showed up as like some kind of a salesman or something along that line, or at least that was what I had heard anyway. That's why I said I really need to see it, and because I don't have nothing to compare it to. And again, thank you so much, Peanut Lee. But like I said, I heard so many bad references about that movie. That was why I was just kind of like, and just never saw it. But it's like anything when you like a franchise, because I've seen every Ghostbusters movie except that one, because I've even seen the new Afterlife, and I personally love Afterlife. And I don't want to give spoilers, but they did do a very nice job. How can I put that? With the way that they referenced Egon. I'll leave it at that. Oh, he got killed in it? Like I said, that's too bad. I have to watch that. How did he get killed? Yes, I do plan on doing an industrial area throughout my city at some point. And Jonathan C. said he thought that Bill Murray actually enjoyed that particular film. Something that I thought was funny, I don't know if anybody actually knows this or not, but the original Ghostbusters movie, Slimer, everybody knows who Slimer is, the little green ghost at the beginning, the first ghost they caught in that one hotel. Anyway, I had learned this not that long ago, and I thought it was a very interesting factoid when I learned it. But that little green ghost, Slimer, because, oh God, what's his name now? Not Jim Candy, or John Candy. Guy from Animal House. Come on. Someone help me here. You'll love Afterlife if you haven't seen it, Craig. Oh, why can't I remember his name? Jim Belushi. There we go. Anyway, Jim Belushi. When they made that movie, because Jim Belushi had passed away, that was the premise behind making Slimer, is that was supposed to be the ghost of Jim Belushi. Techman says, if he remembers correctly, he fell out a window or got pushed out a window. And hey, Berkeley Bricks, how are you? But like I said, that was a little factoid that I had never heard before, and I found it kind of interesting. John Belushi, I'm sorry. Jim Belushi's his brother. You're right. But like I said, Slimer was supposed to be the essence of John Belushi. And thank you so much, Berkeley Bricks. He says the building looks amazing. And let's put another little flavor there. And I want to that's where I got to cut over. So, there we go. And I'm trying to, because that's another thing that I do try to focus on, and I'm going to be adding a fire escape to this building too, for anybody that was curious. So there's a lot of different details that do need to be added still. Yeah, John Belushi's the one that died, correct? But like I said, that was who Slimer was supposed to be. Animal House. That's the best way I can always kind of remember to explain him, as Animal House. Yes, TF Bricks. It's at least a close proximity of it. I'm not trying to make it exact. But that was my premise behind doing it anyway. It won't be the exact size because I'm not going, I think that building was 12 stories tall and all that good stuff. But that is what I'm aiming for, is to make it resemble that. I loved that movie. Those were the days of movies, man. That, Revenge of the Nerds. I mean, there were so many good movies from back then. Nerds! Why doesn't that look right? It really doesn't look right to me. Blues Brothers, yes. Thank you, Masher. Hey, Papa's Bricks, how are you, my friend? That's why it doesn't look right. I am a brick short. I needed... I thought I had some more 1x3s in here. I'm going to probably go maybe one more floor and then I'll probably stop. I don't want to go too big, as I still have some much larger skyscrapers that I plan on putting a little bit further away. So let's see, Freddy Faz Gaming says, I have a Lego piece, the Golden Telescope brick. I got 2 of the same set, and opened the set has the original color and the unopened set has a darker color. Really? TF Brick says, so what shop is that at the ground floor? A deli. This is a dry cleaners, and this was just, in the picture that I have, it just has the number 6. It's an address to go up to these apartments. Techman says, have you seen the video of the mall chase scene from the Blues Brothers done entirely in Lego? No, I have not. You will have to share that in Discord, my friend, because I've never even knew there was such a scene. And sorry, I'm struggling to keep up. Rita Wilson said, my daughter had her parts sorted by color, and I resorted for her by part. She said it was much easier to find what she needed by part. Easier to substitute color versus looking through all the separate bins. And I am with you, Rita. I don't know, me personally anyway, I don't know how anybody can not sort by part. But I mean, it for some people it works. I'm not one of those people, but for some people it does work. Okay, thank you, Tech Man. And yep, the bots are back. It doesn't take them long, does it? Stupid bots. But yes, I would appreciate that, Techman. I would like to see that. And we'll do that. And let's see, what do I have? Nope, let's put one in here. I have not done that one yet. I'm afraid to ask, Paul. What's your perfect idea? And I say that with restraint. I'll put it that way. Hey, Michael, no problem at all, my friend. We all life gets in the way, buddy. And I thought I had a 1x4. I'm almost getting to where I need to open up a few more bags. So I still have another 2,000 of this color. And do. You know what? Do I want to? You know what? I think I will do that. Let me find. Looking for some. There we are. That'll be better. Michael says I'm going to have to rewind and watch again. Oh no, I don't want to mess with that convention center. I've been kind of glad I've just kind of neglected it for a while. That is something I intend to transfer over at some point, but it's kind of like my train station. I'll be perfectly honest. I've debated on ripping it apart. I don't know, I've kind of gotten bored with it. And even my train station, I really debated on just ripping it apart. And it's not that it's a bad build, it's just, I don't know, I just kind of lost interest in it. And you know what, let's do that again. Craig says that would be crazy. Yeah, like I said, it's because I had told Paul about that a while back, that I'd thought about destroying the convention center. He's all, I don't like it where it's in the city. And I'm like, well, it was either there or I destroy it. And he's all, you know what? I think it looks perfect. But see that, and that's where I think some people don't necessarily get things, because that's why I love Lego. I guess is the point I'm trying to make. I love Lego quite simply because if you get tired of something, you can rip it apart and you can start over. And I've never been one that likes to keep everything where it's at. And quite frankly, the only reason I left the train station alone is I thought that would be another big space that I would have to fill in. So I said heck with it and left it. But if it wasn't for that, it was on the destruction block. Yes, both buildings are very big, and like I said, that honestly is probably the only true thing that saved, especially the train station, because my initial plan for the beginning of the year, to be perfectly honest, is I was going to take that train station and say out with the old, drop it on the ground, and say in with the new. Because I thought, well, to me it would have been funny, but I thought people would have a heart attack. Michael says Battle Buddies, Bevan's Bricks. And I got to get 2 more plates. I need 2 of these. So I've got to put the floor in this dude. There we go. Okay, now I put my phone on silent, so I have to keep kind of checking it every now and then. segments is both, and like I said, they're. I've always had a tendency of building rather large anyway. I don't know why I'm fascinated with very big buildings. To me, it's honestly easier to make a building more detailed when you go a little bigger like that. And that's probably part of the allure of it. And yes, we'll do that. Rick Sargent says, love the Lego. Redcoat Kyle, hey, how you doing, buddy? Says, can't stay long. No, that's why I decided, and that's why I'm not in any hurry with the convention center. There's two problems with that building, and because most people, I'm sure, really haven't seen it or didn't see me build it anyway. Let me put it that way. And what I mean by there's two problems with that building is when I built that, I really wasn't doing mills yet. And the way that I did the base, the inside of that base on that building, which is why it's so strong, is Duplo. And then I filled all that space on top of that with brick. So I mean, it's got a solid base on it. And to try and rip it apart, to put it on an actual mills plate is going to be a complete nightmare. And I really honestly think that when I go to physically move that over, that the building's going to fall apart, and that's part of the reason why I've kind of neglected it. Because if it starts to fall apart, I am going to smash it. No, I'm with you, Michael. I've never been a fan of the Legos Friends sets as far as the figures. I have daughters, though, and so I was very lucky in the aspect I bought those all the time, and because I had daughters, they loved the figures. So there was a lot of times I would buy the sets and just, my daughters would, they loved it because they could sit and play with them and do whatever they want. And I got to get some really unique parts because the thing that I always loved about the Friends sets is they came with a lot of beautiful, and I mean beautiful pieces. That is how I started to build my collection of colors, was quite simply by buying Friends sets, because they offered. But like I said, though, I do agree with you that the minifigs on them are horrible at best, to be perfectly honest. That's what I wanted to do. Okay. And I did something goofy. Let me start back over here. And I just want to quickly say thank you for your service to everybody in the chat that has served in our military. You guys do not get thanked enough. Yeah, but like I said, I'm not ready to try and redo it from scratch again. That's why I've just kind of let it sit to the side for now. It'll get done eventually, but I'm not even anywhere near, because it's going to go next to the airport, so I'm not even anywhere near the airport at the moment. And get in there. So that's another reason I've just been kind of like, when I start getting closer to that part of the city, I'll look into it more. Michael says, whoop, whoop. Get on there. What I would really like to do is when I start getting more, and that's where I messed up, okay. When I start getting more of the streets kind of finished, and thank you so much, Brett. Brett just donated $5. What I was going to say, though, is what I would like to do, if I did destroy the convention center, and I don't like how, why is that not working out right? What I'd like to do, though, is take the figurine, everybody's minifigs, out of it, and then start placing them throughout the city if I did that. That's what I was going to say. Why is that just not agreeing with... Let's try that again. Okay, that's where the problem is. It's this corner. I think. So that goes there. And that goes here. Which goes here. And then we do that. There we go. Knew I'd figure it out at some point. And now we'll put these corners on. Eccentric Bricks, thank you so much. The second time you've donated tonight, buddy. Thank you. Eccentric Bricks just donated $2. And again, thank you so much, my friend. And holy crap, you guys are on a roll. Scotty Johnson just donated $5. Thank you, Scotty Johnson. Very kind of you. Brett says, always a pleasure watching you stream. And thank you, Brett. I appreciate that. I wish I could stream more often. But as we always say, life gets in the way. McCoby Animations, no, I'm not, because I only had room for 3 more anyway. So I really do not want any more convention builds for that. And due to the fact of the work I got to do to it and everything else, I definitely don't want anything for it right now. And thank you so much, Brick Sargent. Brick Sargent just donated $1.99 also. And again, thank you. But no, I definitely do not want any more entries for that until I can figure out what I'm physically going to do with that. There we go. Trying to give you guys a good view of it. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm thinking one more floor would make this look right. And I almost wonder, am I going too big if I go one more floor? That might be the right height already. Yeah, I agree, man. Only so many hours in the day. Oh, I just realized you said sneak peek also, Brick Sergeant. And what I've been doing, if you guys didn't see this earlier, is after I do that, I tile in the tops. And I just want to revisit a few things for those that didn't see anything. And thank you, Michael. He says, got to keep my streams going. Again, for anybody that's never seen that technique, this is how I'm keeping the color fluent in the building. I'm just running plates and attaching the floor plates inside of there. And then on the corners, I'm using that for the attachment, so you can see. And then you just put it in the corners, and then it just holds it in nice and tight. So it makes for a really nice build that way. Paul says it's perfect time for the roof. Thank you, Masher. Says looks great. Thank you, Greg, for talking about or telling everybody to like the stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm thinking any higher would be too high. I think I agree with Paul, so I'm going to start working on the roof detail now. Or at least figuring out what I'm going to do for the roof anyway. Let me finish getting this tiled first. And what it was, for anybody that's wondering, these 1x2s, they were on my pick-a-brick wall, I want to say a month ago, and I got like 4 cups of them. So this is one of those situations where it pays to buy parts when you see them for sale, especially on the pick-a-brick wall. That's why I have so many of these, and I was able to even do what I'm doing with this particular building. That is a 2x2 round plate, and then it's got the, we'll call it the slider, yes, but it's the beveled piece. Hold on, I'll show you again one more time. Let me finish getting this tiled in real quickly. But I've started, because I used to do that every now and then, and now with these smaller buildings, I'm leaning more and more towards doing that all the time. It's just, it works easier. And then, because I've been having a lot of problems with a lot of my buildings here lately, when you use those little 1x4s with the 2 pins on them, and it kind of sticks. And with this, it doesn't stick. But you just got to make sure you put one on each corner. And then when you take it, you just slip it on top. You push them in, and then it holds it right in place. So you can, I mean, it'll pop apart if you push on it real hard, but it's not gonna just slide off on you. But it's this piece, just to show you what I used. It's this piece, and then I'm putting one of these in underneath it like so. And then that way it gives you that little lip to kind of grab it and hold it into place. It's a really simple technique, and here's the best part about using that particular technique is these are parts that most people don't want. This, again, is a part that I got off the pick-a-brick wall, so I got a cup of them. And then the slider, it's like a penny a piece if you go on most people's websites, because most people don't want the slider piece. And it works great for making buildings modular, especially if you have floors in them. And you are very welcome, G. Jacobson. Papa's Brick says, I like that. Anyway, let's bring that floor back down. And do I have, let me find, because I had some pictures. Oop, what was that? Oh, trying to find the pictures I had again. Actually, I thought I downloaded them already. They're there. Oh, you just said you just sent the roof ones, though, Peanut. Give me 1 second here, if it'll flip. So that's actually got a water tower on the roof. Man, that building's huge. I just realized. Because not only do you have, if you tried to match the building, this part of the building goes back and then the building keeps going on because then it steps back here and then steps back again. So that building is freaking massive. Holy cow. But there is a water tower on that building. And there's a little diagonal cut. Holy crap. Give me 1 more second, guys, because I'm trying to kind of get some ideas. Because I only built a very small portion of that official building. You even sent interior pictures. How freaking amazing is that? So that is a living room on those windows. Okay. I'd love to see that building in person. Excuse me. Well, I am in no way an exact match to this building now that I'm seeing it more clearly. And I don't have any more room to go because my train track's right here, unfortunately. But we can do a water tower. We can do a real simple water tower on the roof. We can even do a few other roof details. Yeah, exactly. You can use them that way also, Michael. You're absolutely correct, as plate connectors. What's on the list of things to do this weekend, Paul Butt? Working on this? Yes. I need 2 2x8s. Got to finish that. I think I'm going to finish it off a little differently. I mean, we had it close to the color. And holy crap, guys, thank you. R. Claxton says you should name one of the Lego streets after Paul Bot. No, because that would just be, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Rewarding his behavior. Michael says aesthetics. Anyway, let's see. Man, how do I want to match that? Because there's like 2 peaked. There's a peak here. And there was a bunch of roof details over here. It looks like a greenhouse over here. The water tower was on. There's like another little odd-shaped building. Holy cow. That building is actually on a street that looks like it would be for something like the new Modular building, like a Flatiron building. So it's on a funky corner. And there's like all kinds of plants and stuff on the roof as well. And little bitty greenhouses is what it looks like to me. I think what I'm going to do, because man, there's a lot going on that roof. I think what I'm going to do is make this a solid piece, put like a little stairwell that's coming up right here. Maybe, possibly, let's see, if we do that. You know what? Let's keep the solid red color. So if I'm going to do that, I have to do. You deserve. McBoy Animations, you ever think of getting custom Lego printed parts, bricks for graffiti? I have bought custom printed parts before, yes, and I do like a lot of them. Graffiti, normally I do brick built graffiti just because I think it's more of a challenge. Yeah, I was seeing there's like a lot of gardens on the roof, Peanut Lee. And that's not rude at all, Paul. Like I said, I just don't want to reward your bad behavior. Michael says, I've seen some of the construction theme stickers you have in some of your smaller mocks. You gonna have those made too? I've seen some of the construction theme stickers. Construction theme stickers. Which construction theme sticker? Oh, you know what? I totally forgot about those. I will probably make those at some point though. Absolutely. I totally forgot I even made, because I made those a couple years ago for that construction site set that I have. So yes, that is a very good way. That would be a very good thing to add. So yes, I may do that. It depends. G. Jacobson, sometimes I will make the pre-mades. A lot of times I make my own. And the biggest reason that I usually make my own is because I like to make them narrower. So that way I can have kind of a hallway to kind of give you an idea of an example. Like for what I'm probably going to do in here is, you know what, let's just play around with the interior real quick so you guys can kind of get an idea of what I was thinking. Even though I wasn't going to work on this just yet, let's look at it anyway. Let me raise that up just a touch. So with this, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put another plate here. So let me get that. Oh, I want a 1x4. Or do I want a 1x2? Because I don't need a very, to me, you don't need a very big opening. It's just going to be a stair. Yeah, we'll make it, if I do 3, I almost want to do it 2. Let's go really small. So let's go. Let's do this. Just to kind of quickly throw something in there. And again, this is an interior of a building, so I'm not worried about being fancy in any way. Now, for me to do that, I need that brick to come out. And what I'm going to do is a small landing here. just like that. Because like I said, we don't want to do a really big, bulky space. And then all I'm going to do is do a real simple stair or handrail. Let me, trying to think of the piece that I want. You know, we're going to go super simple on the hand railing. So let's do this. This might even be a technique you guys haven't seen. If I find the right part anyway. Do that and do that. And where is the part I am looking for? Sorry, I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm trying to think of the little piece that I want. Because I want this to be there, and then I want that to go there. So that will be here. You know what, let's go super simple. This would be even easier. And I might have to raise it up. And I will show you as soon as I find... I'm looking for the little round piece with the little peg in the middle of it in black. And there it is. This would be even easier. Let's cheat sheet and do that. Let me get a bar piece. I am looking for the longer bar piece. And I'm almost feeling, there it is. So we can take this dude. And that will work. I just need to raise it up. So hold on one second. Then I'm going to show you something that will give it more of a natural look. There we go. Not digging what name for a street. I'm sorry. Kenneth Swan says it's Paul Bott and it's Bevan's Brick's name on one street name. Oh, I missed a bit of a conversation, didn't I? Asher says Paul is not a street button. Kenneth Swan says call the street Paul Bevan's bot. Oh God, no, that's even worse. Here's what I'm showing you is I'm just taking this little piece here. And then it kind of, you want to space it out just a bit. I'm trying to get my spacing down, but then it looks like you kind of have the little banisters. I'm still trying to play with the spacing a little bit, so that kind of gives you what I'm talking about. I hope you can see what I mean. I'm hoping you can see that anyway. Now you can do another point of attachment there as well. You can even do a plate that'll go on there and then attach it up into here. Like I said, I'm not super worried about the appearance of it though. I just want it to look kind of like it's a stairwell and there's a little handrail. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 2x2, I think, there just to fill that hole. So I want to keep the, where's it at? I want to keep the take care, Masher. I want to keep the hallway as narrow as possible, is what I'm trying to do. And that way it keeps you a nice narrow hallway. And then what you can do for here is just put one of those little typical pieces, which is the 1x4 in black. And we can put a tile on it. So we can go like this. And actually what I need is, and I think I ran out of those. Nope, I do still have two. Okay. I'm getting low on them though. It's the telescope piece is what I'm talking about here. And then I need a 1x6. Let's pull that back out of there. Then we got to put a 1x1 square on the bottom of that. Like so. So it gives you that nice railing look in here. There we go. And like I said, it keeps it nice and clean and neat and out of the way. But it gives you a really nice full, and I need to put one more brick there, but so let's get another 1x2. Just to fill that in. That'll make that look better. And now what we can do, because this will allow us to have a narrow hallway, and then we can have a lot more space inside to have a little fun. Because now what we can do is just come over and keep it at 2. So our hallway is physically only 5 wide. That's why I said we'll just play around a little bit. Yeah, Paul Bach can take it. We give him a hard time all the time because he gives me a hard time all the time. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. So now if you do that, then I'll just go ahead and brick the whole wall up. What the heck? Give me 1 second and we'll do a real quick build out here of the wall. I don't use any computer software at all, Russell. I find it completely irritating and frustrating. I just wing it. I just build what I think looks good, what comes to me. Sometimes it doesn't come to me. Sometimes it takes a few trials and error. A lot of it's just from previous builds and stuff. I just have a lot of different things kind of locked in my head, for lack of a better word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And a lot of it is, and this is why I always tell people, if you're just starting to get started in Lego, I always recommend to people that if you're new to Lego, I recommend building as many sets as possible, because there is just so many things that you're going to learn just from building sets. It is absolutely unreal. And I forgot the floor is raised once. We have to run a row of plates is how that's going to have to work out. But that's okay. We have plenty of plates. Let me get a door frame. We will go brown with the interior door frames. And I'm going to do it just like a real house. The door should swing in to the apartment. Just like if you were building a real home, it should swing in. The door should always swing to the inside space because the person on the inside of that space has the most control. And that is the reasoning behind that. Yeah, I'm actually pretty surprised too. And thank you so much for everybody that's watching tonight. I really do appreciate it. And thank you for answering that question as well, White. I don't think I've honestly seen you make a comment before, so I just want to say hello, White Israelite, and thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. And, but yeah, I'm like he said, I'm old school. I just really do not like, which my son actually right now is trying to work on some software for me. He's trying to, because I built a few small, like, just to give you an example, a few small, and I'm horrible at lining up the camera. There we go. A few small arcade machines. My son's working on making some instructions for some things like that. So I'm going to try and list some of those types of items on my website hopefully soon as well. Now that we've done that, we can plate this now. And I should have probably put the door on first, but that's okay. I need 2 1x1s. And I know I have them. Where there's 1 and 2. Do 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 do. But when it comes to those bots, delete them all you want, man, because they are a bit annoying. Now we're going to run another row of plates. And then we're going to tile on top of that. That way everything stays nice and flush. This gives us a nice, realistic size, in my opinion anyway, type of hallway. And I am glad to hear that, White. It's so awesome. I hope you get down the road of building your Lego city too, because it is a very pleasurable hobby. Take care, Lego Studio. But see, now that we have all this space inside, we can quite literally make a small bathroom right in here. We can put a bedroom in here. You can leave this whole front space open. You could make 2 different bedrooms over here with a bathroom in the corner, and then put like a kitchenette and then a living room, or the living room and a kitchenette, or I mean, there's so many different ways that you could really fill this out. Let's see, what do we want to do? First things first, I guess I should put a door on it. So let's grab a door. And just to change up the color just a touch, we're going to go with a gray door. And did I put that in the... No. There it is. So there, now we got our hallway. It's closed off. It's secured. And for a bedroom, to me, the minimum of a bedroom should be like 4x5. We could probably go a little bigger though. So let's go, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do 4x5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to make this our bathroom. So we're going to have a little shower here. We can put a toilet in front of the window. And this bedroom will have 2 windows. And then what we can do, let's see, trying to think of optimum space. I I want to say that we could probably limit this down to that size, which would bring this over to here. And then that would make that a nice small bedroom. So now we have like a big bedroom, a little bedroom, a bathroom, and then this can be the living room and the kitchenette area. And believe it or not, you can squeeze all of that into that little bitty space. And Paul says it's still big for a New York City apartment. White says using 2x2 snot sloped roads. How quickly can you go down 1 foot in elevation? I don't know about 1 foot. Like roughly how far would you have to realistically go to mash down a level? Realistically, I mean, with my train, I'll use that as an example. You can quite literally go a plate every 4 studs. So if you want to raise elevation, you can literally every so many, every 4, here's a stud, and boom, there's a stud, boom, there's a stud. I don't know how many feet or inches that works out to, but you can do it that way, and it actually is a pretty quick incline for Lego pieces. You could probably even do it 1 every 3. The problem is you're going to start putting a lot of flex on the bottom side of this. I really don't recommend doing an elevation change more than 1 every 4. Lego recommends it's 1 plate every 8 studs, but I would say you could do 1 plate every 4 studs. And I recently did that in my city with my train track, and that's really more what that's meant for, is the train elevation, because what happens is when you start going beyond that point of elevation, the train can't get up that incline. For the train to work fluently, it needs to be 1 point of elevation change. I want to say you can go it's like 1 plate every 8 studs, and the train shouldn't have a problem changing that elevation. If you're just doing it to do it, if you're doing it for like a city street or something like that, I mean, it's whatever you think you can get away with and basically what looks good. Well, there's so many different ways that you can do hinge plates or stair rails. I mean, I planned on making a video on just showing how many there's a ton of different techniques for doing hand railing. McBoy Animation says scrap resident. Yeah, an apartment this size in New York would probably be insane. You are absolutely right, Paul Bott. And I am trying to decide, what do I want to do next? Let's see if we did a bed. Because I really wasn't personally that worried about doing a lot of details on the inside of this. Right now, anyway. I do want to light it up, though, and when I light it up, I'm going to have to do interior walls with some minor details. But, like, you can do, let's just do a quick basic kitchenette over here. So let's... so that is 6 studs, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll show you a real quick, and I think I showed this in my Privet Drive mock. This is my preferred way to build when it comes to tight spaces anyway. I like to keep everything right up, mashed against the wall as best as possible. And let me gather up a few different pieces. And let's do the double sink method one. I always liked how that looks. We can do a kind of modern look with it. Yes, there we are. We'll even do white countertops, really make the room kind of pop. At least I think that will help. Let's get a 1x2 brick. And you can also use headlight bricks, actually work really well also. We're going to go white counters, white everything. So I'm just using this little dude here on a 1x6. We're doing that, and then we're just going to put tiles on all this, and we're going to do it all in white, just quite simply because I think it'll stand out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be our kitchen cabinets with our sink. And again, with a lot of this stuff, I mean, you got to keep in mind that most of it, once it's all put together, will never be seen. So you don't have to get overly carried away. And you can actually put a 1x4 on that if you want it to stick out, so that way it looks like the drawers are kind of recessed underneath. What I'm going to do though, because, let's see here. Actually, let's do it this way. Let's put a spigot and a mug on the counter, just to add another little splash of color. Let's get a gray spigot. I call it a spigot. It's really not a spigot, but anyway, that gives you a real basic kitchen area. Bada boom, bada bing. There. Now you've got some small cabinets already in that little kitchen area, and it fits nicely in front of the window, keeps the area nice and open. And now you can take a snot brick. I should have some of those. Trying to remember where I set those down at. Was that today's order? No, it was not today's order. What is 2 plus 2? Why am I not seeing? Oh, is that them? So I knew I had a bunch of them. We're going to take these and we're going to do a real quick, easy, cheap. Do I want to do? Yeah, I will do the roof. I just got sidetracked because people were talking about interiors. And I'm just going to cheat it. Just put 2 of those guys right in there, and we're going to stay with white. So we're going to get a 1x6 white plate. Again, another really quick, small, easy, simple technique. We're just taking that plate, and where is my, there they are. And what we're going to do, because we have the sink in the middle, and a lot of times the sink has the small cabinets above it, we're just going to put a tile on either side, and then put 2 small tiles in the middle, and just pop that right above the sink. And there is our little kitchenette area. So now we can put this back together. Like I said, it's trying to build stuff really small like that, that allows you to be able to add a lot of different unique details inside of a small space. Now I can even put, I'll put a refrigerator or something over here. I might even put a stove over here and then put like a small kitchen table there. And what we'll do is we'll end up lighting up this living room and maybe leave the rest of this area darked out and blackened out. And then we'll have to light up the hallways. So this floor, or this window on every floor, is going to have a light in it, because the hallway should always be lit 24/7. But that is how I like to, like I said, try and, my camera's not focusing, how I try to do stuff in very small spaces. And I just now realized how late it was. I should probably get off here, guys. Because I know if I don't, my wife is going to be yelling at me shortly anyway, if she hasn't already. Oops. And yeah. Anyway, I do need to go. Again, I apologize, guys. I will work on the roof tomorrow, and we will do some roofing details tomorrow. But just to show you where we were at, this is where we got with the building. So we got it all the way up to that floor. That is the finished height. And then we're just going to put a small roof on it and work on some small details tomorrow. So we're going to save that for tomorrow's live stream. But I do need to jump off here, guys, because it is getting late and I've already been summoned. So I'm going to say I got to roll that beautiful bean footage. So let's start by hitting the beautiful bean footage and giving a very special thank you, because there has been a ton of people that have donated during this stream, and I cannot believe how many people have, and it is so very kind and generous of all you guys. And Linda Taylor, hello to you, to Long Beach, California, and thank you so much for enjoying the channel. Holy crap. And thank you, Peanut Lee, for all the additional help. But really quickly, I want to say thank you to Eccentric Bricks, Kenneth Swan, R. Claxton, Scotty Johnson, Brick Sargent, and Brett Ucker. I hope I'm saying that right, Brett. I always feel like I'm butchering your name up. And thank you to our new subscriber, Mr. Billion Brick. And thank you so much for everybody that's saying goodnight and love it and can't wait to see more and all that good stuff. You guys are all awesome. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for all the support. And hopefully we will see you. Like I said, I will be streaming again tomorrow night. Sniffles and all, so I do apologize again for that. But I will be back at it again tomorrow. So as always, guys, thank you so much for coming to Bevan's Bricks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share below. And hopefully we will see you guys all next time on Bevan's Bricks. I hope you all have a blessed day.